So I wanted to break down 3 of the top personal development communities on the Skool platform that won the last Skool Games for their particular category. I wanted to see if there's any golden nuggets or patterns that we can look into for things that are actually working when it comes to the winners, when it comes to the people and the strategies that they are doing things that are working where perhaps other models aren't working quite as well. So there's 3 that I've picked in particular. And the first one is going to be Jack Liu, if I'm saying it right. We're then going to do Rob Dial, and we're going to do Vlad, because this one already looks like that it's starting to go on the decline. So maybe he was just doing it for the competition itself, and then he's stopped pushing since. But the fact that he's starting to lose people so quickly, I figured maybe these aren't strategies that we're going to look at. So we're going to look at these guys because they still have pretty strong growth. They're still going fairly well, even after the initial sort of launch being over, shall we say. So the first one being Jack. Now, Jack is a Chinese creator. I've actually translated this page. So his whole school community is pretty much in Chinese. And he is, as far as I can tell, helping to forge stronger men. So he's in the men's personal development space, which is one that actually does really, really well in English speaking. So maybe there was a gap there. I don't know if there's many Chinese men doing the same thing. So he's doing particularly well, and he's actually managed to do very, very well. So we actually see here, he's still making more sales. He still made $15,000 in sales in the last 7 days. And that's since the event for the games has been over. So he's got over $46,000 per month in monthly reoccurring income. And what I'm noticing is obviously personal development. The niche tends to be a lot more low ticket monthly offers. Now, obviously, the Skool Games are generally always going to be that type of community. So it's not necessarily a fair comparison, because when we look at high ticket, they're not necessarily going to be competing in the same way unless it's an annual amount, because obviously it's capped at $100 per month. So we can see that he's doing the 2-group setup. The 2-group setup where he's got a free community. He's got 1,300 members in his free community, and he's got his paid community here as well. Now, his free one is obviously completely in Chinese, as I said before, and he's linking to his men's one here. So the interesting thing I saw is that, and I'm starting to see this a little bit more, he doesn't really have very much text here. So there's not very much text here at all for the free one. He lets the video itself do the speaking. And again, even the description here is very small. Now, that I found to be very interesting, or almost nothing at all. So he's making his community do most of the video, and his network do most of the work. And this is also something I've seen, especially when you're using YouTube, because it's such a powerful, trusted type of content. It really is bringing in people that will automatically just sign up. I noticed from YouTube traffic, regardless of what I did to the About page, the ups and downs in terms of conversions were only like 1 to 2%. So the About page, when it's coming from trusted traffic, the tweaks were minor. It didn't make a huge amount of difference. It was more about the quality of the traffic that was coming through. And if we go to his channel, he's got over, nearly 50,000 subscribers. So 50,000 subscribers on his channel. We can see that he's getting about nearly 300,000 monthly views, which is very, very good. He's doing longs and shorts, but I'm pretty sure it will be his YouTube videos, his long form content that is probably actually converting better for him in terms of getting people to sign up, because long form content just works that way. People sign up. Now, we can see from his videos that were autoplaying, he looks like he's doing a little bit of the anime shreds angle, where it's a little bit of anime. Maybe he's talking about the body and so on. I'm guessing here. I don't know much, but as we can see, the character here in the thumbnail is a little bit of sort of an anime character. So if we come down, let's go here. We can click on that, open it up. He's got no links here, not in this video. So let's go and try another. So we go here at the top. It looks like he's actually removed a lot of his links. Maybe he's no longer selling. Oh, there we go. We can see the link here. but he hasn't actually made it a link, which is interesting. I think that's probably a mistake. He needs to put the HTTPS before the www. But he does have his Skool link. So he's essentially still linking directly to his Skool community. And let's try one more. Okay, so you can see what it is before and after, doing very simple men stuff. And there we go. He's got his link working properly. And if I go through, he's linking to his free community. So he's doing the YouTube content to free community to paid community. So very simple setup in that sense. So really the most straightforward of it all. But I am seeing a number of people that are winning the games still doing the two community setup. So here if we move on to Rob Dial, he is basically also doing the two community setup. And it's the free community and then having a paid community as well. So I wonder if there's a pattern with that as well, where yes, freemium is working for people, but maybe we haven't seen that momentum yet. Maybe we've seen the more experienced people who've been on the platform a bit longer and they're still doing the two community model. Or it might be that people are just finding it easier. And I am seeing that two communities still works better for many different types of people. I'm a big fan of freemium if it's used in the right way. But I think in terms of simplicity, often having two communities is actually going to be much easier for you. So if we go through, we can see that he's got his free one. So it's a supportive space to grow, connect, and transform through Rob Dial's 12-week program. Okay, great. Now, I don't know, I can't get into these communities, so I'm not sure if, again, there is something paid inside. But we can see that from the onset here, we can automatically click that it's the Mindset Academy that was actually winning for him. So Mindset Academy is this one. So again, that's obviously the one, which means this is literally just a free community. But again, you can see we're not seeing much text here. And I think that's very interesting. So again, it's probably because of the trusted traffic that you don't need as much on the About page. You can just have simpler stuff. And for the free one, he doesn't literally have anything, just that information. So this is very much just almost an opt-in page with no video at all. But then if we go to the paid one, he's still got no video at all, but he's probably been able to push it directly in the community itself. And I'm pretty sure based on the numbers that he's got here, because he's actually got quite a low amount on Skool, but because he's quite low ticket, I bet he initially maybe started with free, and I think he's probably pushing people directly, and we can check that in a moment, to go to paid now. So if we come back, go to his paid one, and we can see he's got some information on it, but doesn't even really have any testimonials. So it's very simple. So obviously that means that his trusted traffic is doing most of the work. And this is really where I see the power of YouTube content and Skool working together. I mean, if you would like to know more about how we use content, especially from YouTube, to grow our Skool communities and the setup and the model that we use, then I will link to our free community in the video description, Community Lab, where I can help you with the different models and setups and understanding how that works so that you can grow your profitable community on Skool. So again, I'll link to that in the video description. But okay, we can look at this. Let's see again. All right, he's got a bit more in the description here, but no video, which I think is really, really interesting. He does have a free trial, so that may help with that. But I do know, and I have looked, that he has a huge amount of traffic. Now, he's got a lot of people here on Instagram, and I would find that very interesting to see. He's got book a free strategy call. I can't see the link. I don't even know if he does have a link. Maybe it's because I'm not logged into my Instagram, but he's got a massive following of 1.6 million followers. And a pattern that I do see is that people with low ticket, but in the lifestyle industry, they can do very well with Instagram traffic. So Instagram traffic, especially using, let's say, ManyChat in the DMs, that combination for low ticket especially can do very well. But if you want to charge a higher level, this is where YouTube really is best for conversions. YouTube long form content. And we also can see that he's got a massive podcast channel. So he's obviously doing very well on the long form content as well, but nearly 850 plus thousand subscribers for his Mindset Mentor podcast. So I really think he should be having a lot more sales, but maybe he's not going as direct as he should be. Or maybe he doesn't have a massive audience. But I did notice that his strategy is a little bit more different. So he's pushing the link further down. He's using a bespoke URL. So this actually goes directly to his Skool community. So we can click on that. And we can see it goes directly to his paid one. So as I assumed, I was right. He is actually probably no longer pushing people to the free one, because we can see that his paid members are almost the same as his free members, which means he is pushing people directly to his paid community on the Skool platform. So he's still putting his link in here, but he's not really pushing it at the top. And as far as I can tell, he's not putting as the top link here as well. So he's not having it here. Let's see here. No, he doesn't really have it in his profile at all. And he may not have it in every video. Let's check this one.
One sentence away from launching your web.
Okay, so he does have it down here again. Feeling stuck. But he's not really clear on, he's more talking about the thing that you may need help with, but he's not really mentioning that it's a free community or anything along those lines. But I guess it's not the free community, it's the paid one. So feeling stuck, yeah, fine, he's going directly to the paid side as well. If I were him, I would have had that smack at the top and really been mentioning it in the videos. But he's still got a huge amount of signups, and I think he was number 4 if we check on the list. Let's have a look. No, he was number 3. So he did very, very well. So he was one of the main winners. Okay, so he's doing fantastic. And then the third one, which we can look at, which is an interesting one for the personal development space, is Vlad. Now, Vlad Mihat, if I'm saying it right, I think he's a Romanian, and he basically is going directly to paid, but not in the way. He still has something free in between to act as a buffer. And what he basically does is he helps people get into the police. So we check out his website, we can see I've translated it. So it's the police and guard, and it's basically the admission. So he is ex-police, and he will actually help get you into the uniform. He might still be in the police. I think he's not. I'm guessing he's focusing more on his business and his content, but he will help you pass the exams to get into the uniform. So I think this is a great one because it's career-based, and people obviously want to pass exams. It's very goal-orientated. So therefore, people are willing to invest because it's in your future as well. So therefore, it's a bit more niche. He doesn't necessarily need as much traffic. And he does have a number of different paid groups. So he's doing a lot of different things, which are obviously related to that. But the main one where he obviously is winning the Skool Games or getting in the top 4 anyways would be this one right here. And if we go through to that, it is all about the admission and getting into the uniform, as he says in there as well. So what we can see is he does have quite a bit more here. It's a little bit more traditional in the sort of style and so on. But this is the interesting thing that I see here. He's using WhatsApp as the go-between. So he's almost using WhatsApp as the free community. So I saw this on his website as well. He's not actually mentioning, as far as I can see anywhere, the Skool community. So, but what I do see him sharing is the WhatsApp, different WhatsApp stuff. So it's all on WhatsApp, and then he's obviously pushing people then towards the paid community on Skool. So that's an interesting way of doing it. I don't know if I could personally be on WhatsApp all of the time. I think that would be exhausting on my phone and doing it. But I do know some people use WhatsApp, but they often switch to Skool because they get overwhelmed. So I'm guessing maybe he wants to change that up in future. But I do think it does show that there's still a sort of free to paid community. There's still a sort of almost 2 community setup that he is using here to answer initial questions and then have a chat with people. I think it's a pretty good idea because I'm guessing this is very bespoke. People are going to want to sign up for that type of thing. You could give some information, give some questions, and then direct them towards this community to say, that's the proper community, sign up. We've got the full information and program there, and then you're going to be able to go through and make that work. Now let's see how he's getting his traffic. He has a community. He has a channel, but it's not that big. So let's see what else he's potentially doing. So if we go through to him, we can see his Instagram may also be what he's doing. So his Instagram is about the same size as his YouTube channel. So this just goes to show the power of what he's doing. And this is a very niche channel and a very niche setup, but it's high value. And this is why I love niche authority channels and niche authority businesses, because just from this number of views here, which we can see is 55,000 per month, which is actually very good for a niche channel, he's been able to win the Skool Games. He's been making, and he's already making now, if we have a quick look, he is making over $13,000 and it's going up. So close to $14,000 per month just from this particular business. And most of it is going to his website. So I've noticed that in his videos, he basically has videos on all about the police and going over and over. Very simple. I translated it. His motto is, I will help put you in the uniform. And then he links to his particular website and his WhatsApp. So his website gives you more information and then links to WhatsApp. And then he's also got the WhatsApp here, and then his free community, and also the bottom page of the paid community has the WhatsApp as well. So he's basically managing everything as the go-between on WhatsApp to then send people towards his paid community and his paid offer. So I think there's some very interesting ways that people are doing things there, but it's interesting that we are seeing the two community setups still sort of doing well for these types of niches and the particular space. But I think YouTube overall still seems to rule as the partnered traffic source of choice other than the Skool platform itself for gaining new members. Now, as always, if you would like more help growing your profitable Skool business, then I'll link to our free community in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.